to another edition of Downright Sports. I am Brent Reed, and today we tackle some sensitive topic for the month. The focus topic of the day: sexual assault in athletes. We tackle that conversation, something real, a little discussion, and go over the numbers a little bit, and just basically my thought on the whole thing scheme of it. But as we start every show, let's start it with the must-know news. And we kick it off with the Cubs. The Chicago Cubs, the Cleveland Indians, and the Toronto Blue Jays all move on to the next round and wait. Cleveland already knows who they face. Cleveland will face the Blue Jays. The Cubs wait for the winner of the San Francisco and Washington National Series. We wait on the winner of that. Last night, actually, the Dodgers beat Washington. The series goes back to Washington. Game is played Thursday, Game 5 of the National League Divisional Series. Cubs looking to go to the World Series for the first time since 1954, if I'm not mistaken. And the Indians look to go to the World Series for the first time since 1997. The Blue Jays look to go to the World Series for the first time since 1993. The Dodgers look to go to the World Series for the first time since 1988. And 1988. And the San Francisco Giants look to go to the World Series for the first time since 2012. So nobody went last year. A lot of teams looking to go for the first time in a while, some longer than others. Other news, former NFL star or NFL player Greg Hardy is going to give a shot at the UFC. With his track record, I thought he would have did something like Flowers. This guy was, he got in trouble for apparently taking his girlfriend and throwing her over a couch that had guns laid out on it. But hey, it was either the UFC or the WWE, and I'm not sure he can handle the WWE since it's a little scripted. So he'll go to the UFC where there's no pads, there's no protection, and there's no referee to blow a whistle. So if he gets his head rocked in, I call that pure justice since he didn't go to jail for that. We'll tackle him in our next topic, actually. And then finally, the news that came across the wire that made everybody either be happy or upset. Colin Kaepernick will start Sunday for the 1-4 49ers. Kaepernick, of course, famously recently has decided to kneel during the national anthem, which either upset a lot of people or made some people stand behind him. His purpose for the kneeling was to shine a light on the abuse that's been happening to African Americans across the country. And depending on whatever side you're on, you got to admit he's making a statement, he's making a stand. But if he goes out and sucks Sunday, will it all be for nothing? So it's important. If he goes out and throws 5 touchdowns and rushes for one, the conversation elevates. It's Muhammad Ali kind of status. Anyway, that is the must-know news. When we going to take a quick break, when we return, the focus topic, sexual assault in athletes. This is Downright Sports. Focus topic today, sexual assault in athletes. This is not about who's in first place. If you're in first place in this category, it's not a good thing. As of lately, and it may be because of social media, maybe because cable, maybe just because there's more outlets for media. It seems to like we're getting more information about athletes and potential rape situations, and I don't want to just paint it all with a broad brush and just be like, hey, these guys are out there just doing whatever they feel like it, and I don't really think that's the case. truthfully. Um, I think for some situations there are guys out there that have decided to do whatever the devil they feel like it, um, for the sake of a better argument. Um, but look at scenarios, for example, like the lacrosse guys, the Duke lacrosse team. Um, an opportunity for a black woman who, for lack of a better word, is a lady of the evening, was hired by the lacrosse team to come entertain, strip, whatever. She took it upon herself to basically say, I was raped by these guys, they gang raped me. We found out later it wasn't true. These guys were tarnished, their names, their team, everything was just ripped down to the bare bones and ripped apart because of an allegation that wasn't true. Then there are certain scenarios where you have like Jameis Winston. We don't know the scenario because he was so powerful. He was so famous at his college that the district attorney basically said it wasn't enough evidence. And I'm not going to doubt it. But then you look at Baylor University where a whole volcano exploded where guys just basically were doing whatever they wanted and nobody really cared, and everybody got let go. Players, the president, the head coach, the whole thing just got ripped apart. And it seems a lot of it happens in college. And I think the reason why, here's what happens. I'll give you both scenarios of it. I had a bunch of stats I was going to go over, but we're not going to do that. Here it is in a nutshell. First half of it, yes, there are guys out there, athletes or not athletes, that are privileged. Let's just stick with the athletes. Athletes are privileged guys. They've never been told no. The ones that's at the top. Now, I played sports, but I was told no because I sucked. But guys who performed at the highest abilities, guys who made it to the very top, guys who stood at the top of the, top recruits, never were told no. They always giving sneakers, giving rides, giving food. Never had to work for anything because their skills got them through it. And here's an opportunity: you meet a woman who's attracted to you because of your gifts and your abilities and what you look like, and she may not be as willing and forthcoming to give up, the thing that she considers precious to her. Now, not every woman considers that precious. Some women give it up more frequently than others. But here's a scenario where, like, okay, I want this. And you're like, no. And then he decides upon himself to just kind of take it. That's dead out wrong. Some things you don't do. And the old way of thinking, well, no means yes, you can't anymore. It's just not the way you can't think like that anymore. Then you have the other side, where basically you have the gold diggers, or women that see an opportunity to where they see a guy who's a meal ticket who can get them better situations, better food, better clothes, in better clubs. They're going to take advantage of this guy. And if he doesn't give me what I want, I know how I can get it another way. I'll claim he raped me, file no criminal charges, but sue him. Come on now. Because if it's really about, what he did to you, you're not trying to sue him. Money's not an issue. Granted, the money would help, but money is not an issue. You want justice. You want him to be ridiculed. You want him to be put down. And that doesn't, less of that seems to happen. That's why I said there's two avenues to it. And it's just becoming kind of now where I think guys need to start protecting themselves a little bit better, where they need to start understanding what they're getting themselves into. And I think it's kind of dumb with all the information that's out there. These guys are not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're legitimately not paying attention to this stuff, and they keep falling into the same things. You know that there are women out there that want to trap you. You know that if she is not willing, walk away. Just walk away. Or you got the scenario, I forgot about this one, just popped in my head, scenario 3, where maybe she wanted you and you rejected her, and you told her, nah, she's not trying to hear that. So what's she going to do? She can't be rejected, so she has to come up with, hey, he raped me. Because you look at a scenario, we don't know what happened. we don't know what happened like in Colorado all them years ago with Kobe Bryant when it was said that Kobe raped the girl in Colorado. Kobe basically said, I had sex with her, I didn't rape her. She pulled the rape card, and then within months it was thrown out because apparently it was known that she liked to get around. So, it's such a tough topic, and I think you really can't judge. You really can't. I think here's the thing: when we hear sexual assault, we have to stop jumping to conclusions. Because, for example, the magazine, the Rolling Stone magazine, wrote this article basically saying that UVA, the University of Virginia, the fraternities just had this big old, hey, come to the frat house, we're gonna rape, and found out that wasn't true. Found out it was made up. They made up a person. They made it all up. Now, that's not to say it doesn't happen. It's not to say there are girls out there that do get raped and never report it. But it's the ones that lie that mess it up for the ones that are telling the truth. That's it in a nutshell. So what we have to start doing as a society is not continue to villainize the guy so early or victimize the woman so early. Take everything, put it in the blender, and allow it to work itself out instead of everybody picking sides so quick. Yeah, he did it. No, she's a slut. Da 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 da. Like, let's see what happens. Let's see this play out. Maybe it was a date that went bad. Maybe he did do it. Maybe she was lying. I'm just saying. It's got to be something to it because we don't have any reports of guys saying she took advantage of me. So that's why it's got to be more. It's always more to it. Athletes need to become smarter, especially the professional athletes. I'm going over my time, but I feel like this is important. Professional athletes have to be smarter. They have to, because you have a house. You have cameras all around your house, and if you don't, it's your house. Have your party or whatever you want to do at your house. Or if you got a fantasy of abuse, if you got a fantasy of choking, pay for it. Anyway, that's our focus topic. Take it as you like, or don't. It's not a big deal to me. We return, lighter subject, video games and movies. All right. My favorite part of the show, where we end the show and I go over movies and video games. Lately, it's been a lot of movies. It's been a lot of movies. Not a whole. I think I'm getting text messages that's popping up. It's the host of Downright. It's the host of Worldwide Sounds Radio, which is officially now on iTunes. DJ Chase is sending me text messages. I'll talk to him in a second. Cheap Pop. I was going to promote it later in the show. I'll promote it now. Show comes on Tuesdays. It's excellent. Him and Miss Mimi, they talk about the topics of the day. He plays music. It's phenomenal. Anyway, the Ghostbusters, they returned. Well, somewhat. They did a reboot. I watched it. I won't lie to you. I watched it on my cell phone by downloading it. I was not paying for it. The original Ghostbusters, which is a timeless classic and a work of art and will never be duplicated, basically, hold on, I'm off camera. The original could never be touched and should have never been touched. And the fact that some genius decided, hey, let's do a whole reboot is a moron. And we're going to talk about this movie for a little bit because I didn't dislike it as much as I thought I was. And let me be clear, it had nothing to do because they were women. I actually like every last one of those women actresses. But here's where now Brent picks it apart. If they named it anything else or made it a Ghostbusters sequel, I think the movie has success. But where the movie goes... Now, it's not a complete remake. Like, they didn't take the first one and just throw it and just redid it. No, it was a reboot. They changed a lot of stuff. There's no montage, which sucks. Both Ghostbusters movies, you gotta have a montage of them catching ghosts. Nah, no montage, no great songs, no Bobby Brown, no Ray Parker. We just had Fall Out Boy and Missy Elliott with a dumb rendition of Who You Gonna Call. Yeah. The black Miss Jones, I think her name is. I can't remember the the black actress. She was all right, but I thought either that's who she is, which God bless her, or they played that character way too high because I thought she was way over the top, way over the top. Like it was too far. It was gone. And then finally, the fact that Bill Murray's in the movie longer than we expect. That was the whole reason why we never got a third one. He never wanted to be in it. That sucks. He could have did it. All of them are in it. Dan Aykroyd's in it the least amount. Ernie Hudson's in it the least amount. Bill Murray's in it more than them. And I feel like, what the hell, dude? We could have got the Ghostbusters we wanted. Maybe creating a bridge for these ladies, because that's basically all they are. Is Extreme Ghostbusters. They should have just named it that, the Extreme Ghostbusters, giving it a sequel. But I don't make these decisions. And to finish my rant, Hollywood, you got to do something better than what the hell you're doing. Because you're just now taking kid shows and turning them into movies. Transformers, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, which was horrible, Double Dragon. I mean, this continuous... Somebody's got to do something better than what they're doing. And they're not. They're doing a horrific job. Some of the movies are good. Most of them just suck. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. For all 4 people who watch, it's amazing. This is another Downright Sports, and I'm your host, Brent Reed. You see all the stuff on the bottom, all the Twitter and all that. Just follow that, all right? See you later.